Our planet Earth is a place of incredible diversity and wonder. From the lush rainforests to the icy polar regions, life thrives in a delicate balance. This balance, however, is being disrupted by a phenomenon known as climate change. Climate change refers to the long-term shifts in temperatures and weather patterns. While the Earth's climate has naturally fluctuated over millions of years, the rapid warming we are witnessing now is primarily driven by human activities. Since the Industrial Revolution, our reliance on fossil fuels like coal, oil and gas has released massive amounts of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. These gases trap heat from the sun, causing the planet to warm at an alarming rate. This warming trend has profound implications for the natural world and our place within it. The Earth's average temperature has risen by approximately 1 degree Celsius since the late 19th century. This may seem like a small change, but it is already having significant impacts on our planet. One of the most visible consequences of global warming is the melting of glaciers and ice caps. Glaciers are massive rivers of ice that form over centuries, playing a crucial role in regulating the Earth's temperature and providing fresh water to billions of people. As temperatures rise, glaciers are melting at an unprecedented rate. In the Himalayas, for instance, glaciers are retreating at a rate of 10 to 60 meters per decade, threatening the water supply of millions in Asia. The melting of glaciers and ice sheets is also contributing to rising sea levels. As glaciers and ice sheets melt, the added water flows into the oceans, causing sea levels to rise. This poses a significant threat to coastal communities and ecosystems worldwide. Low-lying island nations like the Maldives and Tuvalu are particularly vulnerable. Rising sea levels are eroding their coastlines, contaminating their freshwater sources and threatening their very existence. But the impacts of sea level rise are not limited to island nations. Coastal cities around the world, from Miami to Shanghai, are facing increasing risks of flooding, storm surges, and displacement. Climate change is not just about rising temperatures and sea levels. It is also disrupting weather patterns, leading to more frequent and intense extreme weather events. Forests, often referred to as the lungs of the planet, are particularly vulnerable to these changes. Rising temperatures and changes in rainfall patterns can increase the risk of wildfires, droughts and insect infestations, all of which can devastate entire forest ecosystems. The Amazon rainforest, for example, is facing an unprecedented crisis due to deforestation and climate change. As the rainforest dries out, it becomes more susceptible to wildfires, releasing massive amounts of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere and further accelerating climate change. Section 5. Wildlife under threat. Animals are also feeling the heat of climate change. As temperatures rise and habitats change, many species are struggling to adapt. Some are being forced to migrate to cooler regions, while others are facing extinction. Polar bears, for instance, rely on sea ice for hunting seals, their primary food source. As sea ice melts due to global warming, polar bears are finding it increasingly difficult to hunt, leading to starvation and population decline. In the tropics, coral reefs, often called the rainforests of the sea, are suffering from ocean acidification and coral bleaching caused by rising water temperatures. This loss of coral reefs not only threatens marine biodiversity, but also disrupts the livelihoods of millions of people who depend on them for food and tourism. Section 6. A human tragedy. Climate change is not just an environmental issue, it is a human issue. The impacts of climate change are already being felt by communities around the world, particularly those in vulnerable and developing countries. Rising sea levels, extreme weather events, and droughts can displace communities, destroy homes, and disrupt livelihoods. The World Bank estimates that by 2050, climate change could displace over 140 million people within their own countries. Climate change is also a threat to human health. Extreme heat can exacerbate respiratory and cardiovascular diseases, while changes in precipitation patterns can increase the spread of waterborne illnesses. Section 7. The urgency of now. The scientific evidence is clear. Climate change is real, it is happening now, and it is primarily driven by human activities. The longer we wait to take action, the more severe the consequences will be. We are at a critical juncture in human history. We have the knowledge, the technology, and the resources to address climate change, but we need to act now. The time for denial and delay is over. We need to transition away from fossil fuels, invest in renewable energy sources, protect our forests, and adopt sustainable practices in all aspects of our lives. Section 8. Our collective responsibility. Addressing climate change is not just the responsibility of governments or corporations. It is a collective responsibility that requires action from all sectors of society. Each and every one of us can make a difference. We can reduce our carbon footprint by using public transportation, cycling, walking, and choosing energy-efficient appliances. We can support businesses that are committed to sustainability and hold our leaders accountable for their actions. Education and awareness are also crucial. We need to educate ourselves and future generations about the science of climate change, its impacts, and the solutions available to us. Section 9. A hope for the future. The challenges posed by climate change are daunting, but they are not insurmountable. By acting now, we can mitigate the worst impacts of climate change and create a more sustainable future for all. We have the opportunity to create a world where clean energy powers our homes and cities, where forests thrive, and where wildlife populations rebound. A world where future generations can inherit a healthy planet and a bright future. The choices we make today will determine the course of our planet's future. Let us choose action, let us choose hope, and let us build a better tomorrow together.